I'm Doug Britton. This is my wife, Kris Britton, and we just recently purchased a house with Kris and Karis, and we want to walk you through our experience.
I've worked with Kris and Karis on 2. I've sold 2 homes with them and then bought one with them. And unfortunately for me, both times there was a Texas hailstorm that happened. The first purchase that I had to replace my entire roof, and it really cut into the closing time and all of that. Karis was so amazing because I was losing my mind, and she has a calming effect about her that truly made me feel like everything's going to be okay. But she's not sugarcoating it. She's a realist. She's going to tell me this might happen, but guess what? We're going to get through it together, and we did. But she's also so knowledgeable. She has every resource. She goes, okay, your skylight broke, I got a guide for you. Hey, this broke, I got a guide for you. Like, you never have to go search for resources on your own. She's amazing. Throughout the whole process, Karis sends us photos of homes that she thinks we would be interested in. And she did send this one, and I literally flipped through the photos and I was like, no. And then we were out looking at another house, and she said, I went over there personally, which I love that she put feet on the ground, right, herself. She put feet on the ground and said, I wouldn't walk that house. I think you need to see it. The photos just don't do it justice. The bones were amazing. She was completely spot on. I was like, this looks so much better than it did in the photos. She got us here. Otherwise, I would have never looked at this house, ever. And this literally has become the place I look forward to coming home to after work every day. Like, it's my safe haven. It is, sanctuary. It is just like, we love it. We're proud of it. We're like investing in it. Like, we spend more time here than we do anywhere else because we have all these cool spots to hang out. Like, we love it.
I love the entrance, the grand entrance, the 2 staircases going up, the alcove here, and then the upstairs looks down to the downstairs. Sitting here having coffee with my dad in the morning, we're just like, this is awesome. It's just relaxing, and I love it. I love this living room.
So one night we were hanging out in this bar area that we created, and we looked over and we saw this formal dining room that we're not really formal people. We don't ever use it. And then I said, Doug, because I know his craftsmanship and his handiwork. I said, what if we made like a secret bookcase? And then he took it from there. I tell you, his wheels were spinning. He took it from there, and this is what ended up. And wait till you see inside.
I almost got hired at Home Depot. I was there so much.
So it's just become one of those cool little gems that nobody else has. The house did not have a pool, and that was one of the things that I told Karis that I had to have. We just grew so accustomed to having a pool that I was like, there's no way I'm ever buying a house without a pool. And then when we got here and we saw how great it was and the bones and everything, we saw the potential to put our own pool in, which is what we did.
I remember the first time we walked into the backyard, I'm like, there is no way we're getting a pool in this backyard.
Yeah.
There was a shed, a big shed.
Huge.
2 big trees. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much work.
So overwhelming to me to think about getting a huge shed torn down that had electricity to it and 2 trees. And literally what Karis does, she walks around the backyard. I mean, I can still see her doing this. And she said, well, this can go. And she's like, you can get that tree and that tree. And literally, like, I could see it in my mind coming to life because she was helping me visualize it. Because without her kind of saying, like, that can go, like, don't worry about that. Like, I would never have even, again, a million years never would have bought this house.
So you're feeling good about the pool? And I'm like, yeah, because we can't do anything unless we can get a pool in this backyard. So she was very helpful in that.
She's just a very genuine person. She's a very good problem solver. She's also very good at letting you know and setting expectations. She's there to help you through it, but not to tell you like, oh, this is going to be a seamless process, because it's never a seamless process.
She actually came back and said, how are you feeling about this? What do you think? Walked into it when it was first the way it was hard to visualize that. And she's like, I think it'll work. I think it'll work. So it was awesome.
One more thing to plug about the pool and Karis is that she kept following up, and that's what made it special. And Kris helps you crunch numbers and say, this is what you might be looking at, right? With this current interest rate and the current things you got and your credit and all. Because there's nothing worse than having your heart set on a house that you can't afford at the end of the day, or that your house poor at the end of it. And they don't let you get in that situation.
I think you have to have trust in an agent.
And anything they tell us, like we trust them that much. They led us always the right way. And I literally could sit back and go, they got it.
Yeah, that happened at our last house that we sold before we bought this one.
Yeah.
She came in and this is what we got to do to this house.
I made a list. What Karis needs us to do. And I did it. So we are so glad at the end of the day that we chose Kris and Karis yet again to do our real estate work for us. They are both, they're trustworthy, they're amazing, they're reliable, and they know what they're doing. So we could not be happier.
Very happy that we went with them.